What's up, guys? Back in today with more Oshi, this time with season 3, episode 9, actually, I think. Yeah. I've got to apologise. Hopefully, you can't hear it. I have my mic settings where you can't really hear too much surround sound, so hopefully, you can't hear it. But they are doing roadworks outside and it's very loud, so apologies, but I think it should be fine. But yeah, I got to apologise for last week. I had a total misinterpretation at the end of the episode. I thought they were doing the thing of like they were pretending that the happenings of the end of last episode was happening, but it was actually just them recreating Ai's death in a different way in the movie. But no, it turns out Ruby and Aqua's father did just kill another woman to relive the feeling he got when he killed or ordered the death of I. Maybe you see that quite a lot in psychological kind of crime shows. I'm currently watching the Hannibal series right now, which is really good with Mads Mikkelsen. And yeah, you see that quite often. They want to like relive the special night or whatever it is. These psycho people. But yeah, I was just kind of surprised because it was only brought up during the episode that we've been making this movie in the same day that he kills the would-be lead actress. I guess I was trying to like reason in my head as to why that would be happening. Is why I misinterpreted it. I don't know, but I've got my head around it now. I was like, oh my god, this is genius. And I think it would have been a really cool transition to what I came up with, to be fair, but yeah. So I'm going to have to find a new main actress. I was surprised it wasn't going to be Akane in the first place. Like, surely it'd be Akane, right? Um, but I'm not sure an independent film would work too much for this kind of film, would it? You don't really see them very often. I don't know if that's strictly true, but of course. That's probably how 99% of these people are like. Oh, we know that was the girl from last episode. I do wonder why we need so many roles. Like, who are these? Who are all these people going to be playing? Members of I's band, idol group, the father, the crazed fan, kids. Well, that's about all, right? Maybe some like people behind the cameras, like producers, stuff, play producers, and so on. Management. That is the job, isn't it? I guess, but it's a shame that's the main motivation for a lot of those type of people. I take the spiders. And like, just stay calm. I'm pretty good with insects. Just stay calm. I guess it might be possible that like maybe thousands, hundreds of thousands of tarantulas could like eat you, but I think you'd have to be pretty stupid for that to happen. Is that possible? I don't know. I assume it's possible. It's kind of like the rat thing where you put like a bucket of someone with some rice in, and eventually they got to eat their way through. Whereas you can do that with a lot of animals or insects. Ants. In a good mood now, isn't she? She was anyway, but yeah. There's Memcho. She sure has. And how would we do that? Yeah, we ain't gonna fuck about women no more. I don't think this. Yeah, not the relevant advice here. I don't think. Frog. Nice vibes here. Wonder how long it's been since anyone turned on a light. She did disown him, to be fair, but yeah, the evil is this. Can you imagine what I would think of this? Can you imagine I seeing these scenes and just walking past each other like that? I mean, how would I react if she found out her kids are actually one of them was a middle-aged man in the first place? Oh, is that death god thing again? Well, I'm assuming is anyway. The reincarnation goddess or whatever. But yeah, like I said, can you imagine her finding out one of her her son is like a middle-aged man reborn. I'd be pretty disturbed myself. But yeah, if she then found out like these two like ignoring each other like this, and would not be proud. I don't think. Would not be happy to see that. I recognise that name. Fuck off. Weird behaviour. Cat's just like, fuck off. And a normal person might think, why is that a bad thing? I mean, there is privilege, that's 100% the thing. You can get a lot, you can get through a lot just your appearance, but I think it's a bit of a curse as well for people. You're probably always put into that group of, yeah. Siskonga. What? It has happened. Doesn't matter why. Including you. Is he thinking of Ruby? Would she ever be on board with that? I don't know. I can't even look. Why are we not going to Kade? I mean, looks like she is. Interesting. Interesting. She's disowned Aqua for all this. I mean, I guess this is another case of her just doing anything to get where she wants to be. But I don't know. It's just not a bit ironic. Like if you took it that personal from Aqua and so on, this is, I don't know. Is this what you'd expect of her? I don't know. I mean, I think there was Straight Out Compton. I think where the son of I Ice Cube, that's the one. I was gonna say O'Shea. I mean that's like the actual name. But yeah, the son played like the dad, but that was like a that wasn't like a. I mean, that was a really good movie, but that wasn't like a situation where his dad had like died and he played like his father. I imagine this would be deeply, deeply personal. I don't know. Has there ever been anything happen like this where like a son or daughter has played the role of their like parent in a movie? I feel like that'd be pretty crazy. One, just on like the acting kind of sense, I think that'd be pretty mindfuckery to like put yourself in the role of someone dead that you're that. I don't know. I so if that like with that being an issue as well as like Ruby's thoughts on it all, like does this add up to you guys? Again, we know she masterminded a lot of events earlier on the season, and again she's looking to do pretty much anything to get where she needs to be for like this revenge and so on. However, the reaction she had to Aqua kind of releasing this information and such was extreme. She disowned him. She's gone full on like dark mode. Um, so in one way, you're like, yeah, she would absolutely do this because she would do anything to kind of get to where she needs to be. But would she? Because she had such an extreme reaction to this stuff initially. It's kind of surprising that she would also then like this wouldn't affect her, like just taking the role of her mother and playing her mother like this. I feel like this would also massively affect her if the release of the information Aqua put out affected her as well. Like, I'm not sure this adds up. In my thoughts, again, it very well could in other people's like opinions and thoughts on the characters and such. That's like the brilliance of discussion. We all have different like mindsets and see things different ways. But the way I see it, I don't truly see this kind of adding up to like make sense with her actions earlier on this season. But perhaps I'm wrong. Perhaps I'm wrong in saying that. Perhaps it's a case of that's happened. Now it's just like how can she best use this situation? Like it can make sense for sure. But yeah, maybe I see it in a bit more of an emotional way. I don't know. I don't know. Feels like this would be an incredibly tough thing to do. And we just kind of jumped here. If you know what I'm saying, that's the thing as well. We didn't have any thoughts of hers lead up to this or anything. This is an interesting battle of opinions here, isn't it? Yeah, we get it. We get it, bro. We get it. The logistical stance, but maybe it's worth taking a chance and making it a better film. Getting it off with like word of mouth and recommendations and stuff. Because what if it's a shit movie? You've got all the market and all the stuff, like the Morbius, for example. That got re-released, and no one watched it. And it was like they spent so much money on it, so on and so on. Yeah, if it's not a good movie, it's not going to go well. So yeah, blockbuster name for the win. Phyllis Shilanui. There she is. Battling out for the role of your mum, your own mother. This woman next to you has beat you out for the role of your own mother. That sucks, doesn't it? So this is where I recognise her from. I don't. Have we ever seen her too much of her in this like school? I feel like maybe in season 2 we saw a little bit. I don't know. I don't remember too much about this frill. Yeah, pretty nice thing to worry about. But I kind of get the point there. Yeah, might be a bit unsatisfactory. Like, it's kind of ironic. You get to like the top level, you've got to be amazing to reach the top level. But once you're there, it no longer matters. You just you are now the interviewer. You are now the person that picks and chooses. It's like, I mean, I kind of guess it's a bit of a payoff, but it's also like, now that you've got the skills to ace the interviews and characters you're playing and so on and so forth, and to win by merit. At the point you can win by merit, you no longer need to. It's quite ironic, isn't it? Pretty it's pretty sad as well, actually, isn't it? You see that quite often in real life, of course, where like a movie would be much better served with somebody less famous than the main actor or actress. Yeah, you know they've gone with them because they've got like the pulling power. How are you going to sort this out then? And how do you fairly do that though? To who? Again, how are we formatting this exactly? How are you going to make this fair? I think this is going to be a hard thing to do. Oh, that's cheap. 20 quid. Jesus. Yeah, it's kind of scary. Oh, she's here as well. I still don't know why she's not getting any consideration. I haven't heard anyone talk about her though. That's the thing. Not a soul. Again, I can't help but feel like if I was in Ruby Boots, I'd be a bit pissed off at the fact that these girls would even attempt to be trying to take my mother's role off of me. Maybe it's pretty egotistical to say that, I don't know. But that is your own mother. I guess you could see it as you'd want the best person for the role to play your mother, no matter if it's personal to you or not, just so it can display her the best. To be fair, maybe look at it that way. Gendo over here. Exactly. Who is judging this? How is that fair? That's not fair. Got an unfair advantage. I guess we, the audience, would judge this. Oh, yeah. I you introduced yourself to. But she's pretty good, to be fair. Like, already, you can tell. So is this what people say when they think about the boy that cried wolf? I mean, I've heard that term a lot, but I've never actually I mean, you can always assume it means about a boy crying wolf, trying to get attention, but yeah, is this like an actual drama thing? She's even the narrator. Bloody hell! Oh, she's pretty fucking good. Really, like honestly, that's really impressive. That was meant to be funny. I guess the narrator stuff could be seen as funny, but I was more impressed than anything. Wow, even turned into a narrator. Fucking hell. She's definitely honest as well, isn't she? But yeah, she's really fucking good, to be fair. As I said, like instantly you can tell she was talented. Everybody's a liar, supposedly. Greed and passion. But yeah, as I said, that was an incredibly impressive display there from Shiranui. Holy crap! Just like instantly, she just turned it on and just became somebody else. And then, as easy as she became someone else, she then turned into a fucking narrator out of nowhere. Like holy crap, that was incredibly impressive from the voice actress. I think especially the voice actress for her today's episode had to act like an actress who was acting as somebody else and then turning into a narrator. Like, holy shit. What a complicated job. But so yeah, fair play to her voice actress. Hell of a job she done. Good question is though, would all of this even be happening if the end of the last episode didn't happen? Probably not. So apologies, but does I don't think Akane knows the role that she's acting for, judging from what she said at the end here. But does Ruby know the role that she's acting for? I did mention earlier how I thought her reaction to this role would be a bit more emotionally charged, but it doesn't look like Akane knows, so maybe Ruby doesn't know as well. Yeah, it's just like it's just Gotanda's new film is maybe all they know this as at the minute. I mean, it's called the 15-year lie, so I imagine Ruby probably knows, but I mean, Detective Akane, I'm assuming she would know as well. So I don't know. Maybe a couple of characters at the end here don't exactly know what role they're kind of going for here, but I'd assume that they'd be smart enough to figure it out pretty quickly. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Really interesting episode today. Lots of viewpoints from you guys know I really love this stuff. This stuff wasn't quite as interesting to me, seeing how the like a production of the film. Like it's because I've seen this before a few times. To be fair, like actual kind of real documentaries and stuff about how films are made. So this is what, like, in terms of like in previous seasons we had like the reality TV and such like that. Last season we had like the 2.5D play. Like, they're things I'd never seen like the backgrounds for and such. As it was really interesting. But stuff like this I've seen before a few times, and it's not awfully interesting going around doing the paperwork and getting finances sorted out. It's incredibly important, don't get me wrong, but it's not quite as interesting as like the adaptation of the 2.5D play, for example. Like that stuff's a lot more interesting to me. But yeah, still pretty cool seeing how they kind of got the movie going here. Yeah, pretty good episode. Like I said, the acting at the end was awesome. Honestly, probably one of the less good episodes this season. Like it's still a good episode, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't quite as there wasn't quite as many world changing, incredible things going on as pretty much every episode this season. But still a really good one. Like I said, the I think the acting at the end was probably the standout for me. Honestly, thought that was fantastic. But yeah, I can't wait to see Ruby's rendition next week's episode, and especially Akane. As I keep saying, like I can't believe we haven't heard the director or the producer speak about her at all. So I'm glad Frill kind of figured out that yeah, this girl is fucking. She should have a dog in this fight because she's incredible at acting like I. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought about that Ruby stuff as well that I said about her kind of playing a role in this movie. Leave a like on the movie, leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And I'll catch you guys next week with episode 10.